Hello, my name is Joseph, and this is my Changemakers project. It is about Walt Disney and how he changed the world. Walt Disney was born in December 5th, 1901 in Chicago, and then shortly after he was born, he was moved to live on a farm in Missouri with his family. In 1910, he sold off almost all of his belongings to move to Kansas in 1911. However, after living in Kansas for about 5 years, the whole family decided to move back to Chicago. At this time, World War I was about just ending, and Walt Disney and his friend forged their birth certificates to become medical corps drivers in World War I. Upon coming home from Europe, Walt Disney had enough money to start his own company with UBI Works, which unfortunately went bankrupt pretty fast. That didn't stop Walt Disney though, because UBI Works and him went to work at this place called Kansas Slide Company, which also did go bankrupt. After the bankruptcy, Walt Disney moved to LA with his brother Roy, and that is where the Disney Company as we know today was finally established, with UBI Works partnered with it. The first change was in a cartoon animation called Steamboat Willie, which was the first ever cartoon to include sound in it. The second piece of change that Walt Disney made was a film called Snow White, which you've probably heard of before, which was the first ever cartoon animation that was feature length, meaning it was the same length as a normally filmed movie. The last piece of change that I'll be covering is about a film called Flowers and Trees, which was the first ever cartoon animation to successfully use the 3-strip Technicolor process. Said process was able to capture separate color records onto 3 different strips of film. This is especially good for Walt Disney Bros. Studio and other animation studios because there's never been a successful use of it until this animation.